It's a Wednesday night of ACC College Hoops, and we get you started in Raleigh in game one of our doubleheader here at PNC Arena, where Boston College is in town. The Eagles beat Miami at home on Sunday, and the last time NC State was in this building, one of their best performances of the year. It's a single game in ACC play as BC visits NC State. Great to be with Dan Bonner. Wes Durham, welcome to our coverage. Any coach you talk to in the league says it's getting late. It is getting very late in the schedule, and teams are starting to show it a little bit.
Well, they are. Everybody's a little bit banged up. But, Wes, this is the sprint to the end. The Wolfpack, I don't think they can feel comfortable that they're in the NCAA tournament. They got to keep winning games.
Well, State had chances on Saturday night at Duke. Couldn't pull the upset on the top-ranked Blue Devils. But when they do play well, our Hardy star to watch is a big factor, Dan Braxton Beverly.
Well, he's a big factor because he can really shoot the basketball. Look at over his last 4 games, Wes, and his shooting numbers are impressive, but 1 turnover in 134 minutes. Of course, you need to take care of the basketball. He does it as well as anybody.
And Beverly, of course, not only the shooting, but also part of the floor leadership for Kevin Keats' team. Now, for Boston College, you hear a lot about Kai Bowman, and deservedly so, but Nick Popovich has been awfully good for them, too.
Well, Nick Popovich has very quietly been one of the most improved players in the ACC. He's really developed over the course of his career against Miami, his 7th double-double of the year. This is a guy who can score effectively inside.
Well, not only 7 double-doubles, 3 of them, of course, coming in conference play. The series is tied at 10-all. Eagles have won 3 of the last 5. Packs won 8 of the last 11. They get going from Raleigh next. ACC Hoops is brought to you by North Myrtle Beach Convention and Visitors Bureau. North Myrtle Beach, it's not just a beach trip, it's South Carolina's most surprising getaway. Get inspired at explorenorthmyrtlebeach.com. By Works Pegasus, your workspace, any place. Find it at your local Lowe's. And by Z-Max. Z-Max Micro Lubricant, available at AutoZone. And away we go from Raleigh tonight in our Honda startup, brought to you by Honda Dealers of the Carolinas. The starting lineups: Bowman, the junior transfer Jared Hamilton with Chapman, Popovich, and Stephon Mitchell. Walker, Bryce, Beverly, the redshirt senior Dorn, and the junior point guard Markel Johnson. For the Wolfpack of NC State, who are 18-8. 6-7, though, in the ACC play.
They've positioned themselves very well, Wes. We're talking about the NCAA tournament, and they're fine, but as long as they don't go into a slump.
There's Wyatt Walker with Nick Popovich, and the Wolfpack wearing the sharp gray.
That is sharp looking, Wes.
Yes, they are. So the Wolfpack gets first possession, and here is Bryce.
And Boston College opens in the man-to-man. And if you're the Eagles, you've got to find Braxton Beverly.
Here he is at the top for 3. And it spins in for Beverly's 61st 3 of the year, Dan.
Well, once you find him, then you have to guard him, Wes.
Always part of the plan. Is that right? No pressure, of course, by the Wolfpack of Kevin Keats, now in season number 2 here in Raleigh.
Pressure not quite as constant with the fact that their bench is a little shorter than earlier in the year.
There's 4 guys over there available tonight. Here's Bowman's first shot in his home state. Picked up by Chapman on the rebound. And a 3 for Jordan Chapman.
Wesson, as well as Braxton Beverly's been shooting the ball. Chapman has been right there with him. Chapman off to a very slow start this year, but he has really heated up.
Here's Bryce into traffic and scores, and will draw the foul. C.J. Bryce the score, and the foul on Popovich.
And we told you before the game the fact that Braxton Beverly over his last 4 games has been very hot. As you can see, he doesn't need much time or room, and Jordan Chapman's another one of those guys. This is off an offensive rebound, and that was a tough defensive rebound for NC State. The ball bounced straight down and went right to Boston College. That's a tough break.
Bryce 74% on the year. NC State shoots 71.5 against the league, and the Pack has doubled the number early. Here's Jared Hamilton. His younger brother Jarius is a freshman at 6'8" on this roster out of Charlotte. Jared's had quite the collegiate journey from the Queen City. And now to Chestnut Hill with 2 years to play. This and one more. On the drive, Bowman. Here is Jared Hamilton, the lefty three. Missed everything. And that'll be a shot clock violation on Boston College. Jared Hamilton, by the way, Dan, started his college career at Jacksonville State, then played 8 games at Georgia Southern, now has transferred to Chestnut Hill, has this year and 1 more to go.
That was really good defense by North Carolina State, West, but one of the important things, that pressure took a lot of time off the 30-second shot clock before Boston College was even able to get into the offense.
Here's Markel Johnson. Skip for Dorn. And batted out of bounds, and last touch by Wyatt Walker, says Clarence Armstrong, on the whistle with Jim Breeding and Ted Valentine tonight here in Raleigh.
That was a great play by Kai Bowman. He hit Wyatt Walker with his hip just a little bit to knock him off balance, so he couldn't secure that rebound. Of course, Kai Bowman is a tremendous defensive rebounder.
Turned over there by the Eagles.
That's what happens when you have your center dribbling the basketball up the court. That was a tough pass.
Yeah, Markel Johnson, a two-hand long bounce pass that Braxton Beverly could not field. Over in front of Jim Christian, now in his 5th season at BC. And there's Bryce with the turnover. Dorn had it scraped off his leg, and Bowman again reached in there.
Bowman made a bad pass, but then he made a great play to get the ball back. Not going to be a lot of scoring in this game if neither team can get it across half court.
Here is Beverly with Bowman. And now Chapman.
And here's 20 seconds on the 30-second shot clock. And Boston College hasn't even started their offense yet.
Popovich tried to get it inside to Mitchell, deflected away. NC State's done a good job getting a hand in the passing lane early. Bryce, long 2.
Bryce playing with a lot of confidence, but that shot maybe can get that any time in the shot clock. Didn't need that.
Chapman also had it deflected. Punch back out. Bowman recovers. Foul line jumper for Bowman. And Mitchell can't follow. Popovich the rebound. Chapman the 3. Jordan Chapman's got all 6 of BC's points early.
Popovich was right on top of the basket. I thought he should have taken that one back up, West, but when you're going to kick it out to Chapman, I guess that's a pretty good idea.
Boy, I'd say so. Jordan Chapman hitting 36% of his threes on the year, but he's 8th in the ACC in conference play at 38. There's a foul on NC State with Wyatt Walker committing the infraction as we get a look at Dan Bonner's 4 keys to the game.
I think for Boston College, you've got to limit North Carolina State to 2 at a time. The Wolfpack really likes to shoot the 3, and that's playing right into that. The Wolfpack, they've got to shoot the ball well.
NC State shot 50% the other night in Durham, Dan, but got beat by 18 on the boards.
They had a tough time. They also gave up a lot of points off turnovers. The turnover numbers were even, but the points off turnovers were like 20-5 in favor of Duke.
Just never could seem to get the one possession the other night for Kevin Keats' club in the game that came.
Every time it looked like they were crawling back into it, there was something happened. They made a mistake. They missed a free throw. Duke made a great play.
Here's Bowman, as you noted, 10 to shoot already. Chapman, a 3 for the lead. Hamilton the rebound off the back iron. And a whistle and foul. DJ Funderburk could come in.
Well, that's
the foul is on Beverly.
Yeah, Beverly was matched up inside against Mitchell, and that is a mismatch, and Beverly knows it, and he's just hanging on. They could have blown the whistle anytime during that whole sequence. He had him wrapped up pretty well.
Looks like a bad matchup at the fair, didn't it? And Devin Daniels got a hand in. He's into the lineup to replace C.J. Bryce.
Early in this ballgame, it's really impressive how active NC State has been defensively. They're deflecting balls right and left. Boston College, it's hard for them to make a pass.
And of the 4 subs on the bench, here's the 3rd, Jericho Helms, the freshman from St. Louis, who had 9 points and 3 rebounds in his most ever in-game experience. Played 21 minutes the other night in Durham. Chapman the 3, and we're tied. BC goes in front. Jordan Chapman's got all 9 of the Eagle points.
Chapman saw he was guarded by Funderburk and made one dribble, drove Funderburk back a step, and just buried him.
So 9-6. And Johnson fouled by Luka Kraljevic out in the midcourt area. His first, second on BC. And we get an early break. Boy, they've been banging back and forth. Jordan Chapman's got all of Boston College's points, including the 3 for the lead when we rejoin you from Raleigh. ACC Hoops is presented by Husqvarna. All-Star Lawns start with Automower. For a perfect lawn 24/7, Husqvarna, ready when you are. By Hardee's. And by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. Well, Dan, you can't get away from the fact that NC State and BC are right in the thick of the Tuesday-Wednesday line in the ACC standings.
North Carolina State, their overall resume is really good, but they can't afford to go on a 3 or 4 game losing streak here.
Right. Trailing 3 early, the Eagles, primarily Jordan Chapman. Beverly ties it up. He's got a pair of threes. C.J. Bryce's conventional three-point trip is the outlier so far in the first 4 minutes and a half.
You just cannot help that far off Braxton Beverly.
Almost 5 minutes gone. Here's Kai Bowman. Chapman. Luka Kraljevic. Here's Bowman. Jared Hamilton left open.
Another offensive rebound.
Yep. And Beverly goes hunting on the backside.
That's the first defensive rebound of the game for North Carolina State.
Beverly deep from the right. He's got 9. Chapman's got 9. NC State back in front. Anybody want to try 2?
Who's that? 1-2.
Yeah. And Bowman had it scraped away. Thunderbird doing a nice job at distance defensively.
And you understand the look of puzzlement on Jim Christian's face. His guys having a tough time handling the ball. They can't get out and guard the three-point shooters. I think that they probably covered the fact in the scouting report that Beverly can shoot it.
Blake Harris has checked into the ball game. First time he's seen action since Chapel Hill has not played in the last 3 games. And Beverly another rebound for the Pack. 2 guys out there, the Hamilton brothers, Jarius and Jared, both trying to contend with Beverly. Jarius, the freshman, wears number 1. That's Jared, the junior, wearing number 3 for Coach Christian, and he'll come out as Chris Herron Jr. has reported for the first time. There's a look at 6'8" Jarius Hamilton out of Charlotte. Beverly the miss, Herron the rebound. Here's Bowman quickly into the front court.
Bowman hadn't even tried to score yet. North Carolina State doing a great job against him. Hadn't had any scoring opportunities.
Chapman a 2 at the top. Helms the rebound. And Hamilton deflected it, and last touch by Chapman. And it will stay with the Wolfpack.
Wes, I don't know.
Temperament dictating this thing early?
You know, it's hard to say because both teams are throwing the ball toward the other guy. Each team is getting an awful lot of tips and deflections.
There goes Daniels baseline for his first bucket.
There's your 2, Wes.
Yeah, second 2-point goal so far.
North Carolina State has a lot of different guys who can score.
On the drive, Bowman draws the foul. He'll get a couple of free throws. Call the foul on Chris Herron Jr., freshman from Portsmouth, Rhode Island. His first. The third.
Well, actually, it's on Helms.
Oh, Helms. Jericho Helms. I'm sorry. Thank you. First one no good. Don't forget this week's edition of ACC All Access has the latest on the conference, including Bubble Watch, which teams have made a case this week for their NCAA bid. Follow along each week on ACC All Access. Check your local listing. And as Dan has noted, this is a big ball game as Bowman misses both free throws, not only for where it fits in the ACC, but where it fits in the future of both schools. Inside, Jericho Helms. And the rebound pulled out of there by Nick Popovich. Now Bowman for Herron. Almost 7 minutes gone first half. Hamilton. That's Jarius Hamilton's 16th three of the year.
And they have yet to make a two, Wes.
Yep. 9 of their 12 shot attempts have been threes. So they've had 3 two-point attempts, hadn't made any of them.
BC stays in the man-to-man.
Ellums on the drive, took the contact. And Funderburk the rebound. Here's Bryce kicking for Daniels' three. And Herron pulls it away.
Herron, you know, he's come in the game, Wes, and played with some energy. He's got a couple of rebounds. I think that's really all they're looking for from him off the bench.
Well, Popovich had a nice track to the basket and tried to get it to Chapman. Here's Herron with 15 to shoot. Hard drive with the right hand.
Tough shot.
The rebound. Kick for Blake Harris out of the corner. Blake Harris is 7th three of the year. And a timeout for Boston College.
Well, Blake Harris, you mentioned, he really hadn't played a lot, so you get some contributions from a guy like that off the bench. Beverly draws the defense to him. They leave a wide open shooter, makes them pay. NC State by 5.
Jordan Chapman leading the way here for Boston College in a three-point fest, really, for both schools.
Well, Boston College has 4 three-point baskets, and Jordan Chapman has 3 of them. A couple of catch and shoots here off the dribble over Funderburk, and Braxton Beverly's been every bit as hot for North Carolina State. He's 3 out of 4 from long range, has done a nice job finding the open spots. Boston College just very slow to recover. You cannot leave Beverly that wide open.
25 field goal attempts from the schools combined here so far. 16 of them have been from three-point territory. And a backcourt steal by Devin Daniels, and the dunk by Dorn.
Wes, that may be one of the worst turnovers I've ever seen. Just have to be better with the basketball.
Yep. And foul on Dorn here. It is.
One of the problems if you're Boston College and you don't handle the initial wave of the pressure, if you keep turning the ball over, that makes the pressure more intense. To get the team to back off when they're pressuring, you've got to break the pressure and go down and get baskets. But Boston College keeps throwing it away.
Deflected by Harris. Bowman lost it. Look at Harris go to the deck. Popovich turned and went right to the rack and draws the reach from Funderburk. DJ Funderburk's first, and that is 4 now on NC State.
That's the kind of foul that NC State wishes Funderburk would not commit.
Right.
He's too valuable on the inside. He can't be picking up fouls 15, 30 feet, 15, 20, 30 feet from the basket.
Into the corner, Bowman, and there's Blake Harris on a reach. Sophomore transfer from Missouri. And here's a look at the two-point goals and the three-point goals between the two clubs.
Boston College has been getting offensive rebounds. North Carolina State has been creating steals. The NC State defense, once that they had some success generating turnovers, the intensity has really picked up.
Chapman a 3 over Funderburk. Jordan Chapman's got 4 threes. And my goodness.
That was a big shot. Now Boston College drops back into a zone.
Was that a good idea, given the way State's shooting it?
Well, I think you can get out and cover three-point shooters in a zone. The problem with the zone sometimes is that you're trying to get out to cover the three-point shooters. You give up dribble penetration.
Nick Popovich, his second. And the third on Boston College.
And that was a situation where they've just talked about it in the Boston College huddle, that you got to get out and cover the three-point shooters, but you have to know who's out there shooting the ball. Torin Dorn has shot under 24% from 3 in ACC play. If he's going to shoot the 3, well, you're okay with him taking it.
Women's basketball tomorrow down the street at Reynolds Coliseum in the Valvano Arena. Wake Forest and Westmore in number 9 NC State tomorrow night, 7 o'clock here on your regional sports network. Torin Dorn just 58% at the free throw line, and he gets the back end of the two-shot try to give him his 3rd point.
Well, on the plus side for NC State, they've been to the line a couple times here in the first half, and been one of their problems. They make very few free throws.
Bowman for Hamilton. Nice catch and score.
And that's what you need to do against the press. If there's anything that will cause the press to back off and lessen in intensity, it's beating it down the court and scoring an easy basket.
3-point lead for NC State. The basketball with Markel Johnson. Junior from Cleveland. Here's Dorn. Bryce working off the Walker screen into the lane. 5 for Bryce now. A pair of 2-point field goals and a free throw.
Back to the man-to-man and a really good job screening by North Carolina State.
Bowman for Chapman. Here's Stephon Mitchell. Hamilton cut into traffic. Gives it back for his younger brother's 3. Surprised Jared Hamilton just didn't go right to the basket, man. Beverly tries to keep it going. Cannot.
That's a great job by Jared Hamilton running at him. That's a 6'8" guy flying at you. It's hard to maintain your concentration on the rim.
Halfway through the opening 20. NC State leading by 5. Doran on the hard drive will draw the foul. A couple more free throws coming here on a Boston College foul against Kai Bowman.
So Boston College out of that zone, back in the man-to-man, and that's a great job by Torin Doran attacking Kai Bowman off the dribble. Bowman West, just as a reminder, he was suffering from the flu the last few days. Played the other night with 102 temperature. So he still may not be at full strength.
By the way, played the other night with 102 temperature and had just 6 points, but he also contributed 8 assists, 8 rebounds. I mean, it was a full category game for Kai Bowman.
He is an outstanding defensive rebounder.
Yep. Couple of free throws for Dorn. The lead is 7, largest for NC State in this first half. Bowman tried to go back to Jared Hamilton, threw it away. BC another turnover attributed to the pressure.
That's what happens when you leave your feet. I thought Hamilton was trying to move to an open spot. He was trying to anticipate the defense, and Bowman threw the ball where Hamilton was, not where Hamilton was going.
6 turnovers now for the Eagles. Beverly covered up quickly in the corner.
That's exactly what you have to do with Beverly.
Tried to flip it back to Walker, and last touch by NC State, says Ted Valentine. So it'll go to the Eagles.
Beverly tossing it in, and well, that's hard to see.
Walker and Jarris Hamilton both there.
That's very close.
Yep. Here's Bowman on the drive.
Oh, wow.
Crashes the glass and scores. Seven for the freshman.
Another offensive rebound, but Jarris Hamilton, he likes to hang out and shoot threes. A guy that size with that kind of ability on the inside, he needs to get close to the basket.
9 minutes to go first half.
And he did that time. Boston College now back in that zone, and Jarris Hamilton just turned his ankle.
Sure did. Here's Johnson, flipped it up toward Dorn. Never really got online and recovered by Bowman. BC trails 5. Chapman lost it on a spin dribble, and Walker recovers, saves it for Beverly. Here's State 3-on-2 if they hurry. Dorn inside.
What a great decision by Beverly in transition. Made a great pass. But another turnover by Boston College.
7 now for the Eagles in the turnover department. As we approach 8 minutes to go first half. Chapman gave up the 3, and Walker got Jarris Hamilton to draw his second.
This is a great pass inside, and Walker just comes right down on him. That could very easily be a flagrant 1 foul.
Yep.
You know, he wrapped both of his arms around him and came down on top of him.
7 on NC State at the 8-11 mark.
Wes, and remember, the definition of a flagrant 1 foul is not simply excessive contact. It's excessive and or unnecessary contact.
Right.
And when you come down on a guy like that and wrap your arms around him, they could very easily call that a flagrant 1 foul. They may decide not to, but they would be perfectly justified if they did.
Meanwhile, Nick Galato is the Boston College trainer, and they're giving a look over to 6'8" Jarius Hamilton, who, as Dan noted, twisted an ankle at the defensive end of the floor a moment ago. Meanwhile, Clarence Armstrong, Jim Breeding have had a look-see at the play.
And they are going to decide that's a flagrant 1 foul. I think that's a really good call.
So it'll be a flagrant 1 to Wyatt Walker.
Wyatt Walker got faked off his feet, and Wes, you see that all the time.
So Walker gets ticketed with the foul. And for NC State, that means free throws coming for Boston College and the basketball, Dan.
Well, the officials ruled that it was excessive contact, and as I was saying, you see guys get faked off their feet all the time, and they come down, and it can be uncomfortable, but he made no effort to try to back away, Wes. He wrapped his arms around Hamilton. Hamilton gets the ball. Here's the fake. Comes down and wraps his arms around him. That's sort of a textbook definition of what a flagrant 1 foul is.
8 first-half points for Jarius Hamilton.
That's 2 personal fouls now on Walker.
Yep. And the freshman Hamilton knocks down both of them. He's going to look at Jacksonville's Wyatt Walker, grad transfer from Sanford out in Birmingham.
Now, he wasn't trying to hurt anybody. He just came down, and when he wrapped his arms around him, didn't really make any effort to try to get out of the way.
Here's Hamilton again inside on the inbounds pass. And it got knocked away and stolen by NC State.
It's a great job by Bryce to get that. How did he dig that out? I don't know.
Markel Johnson a 3. Why not? Markel Johnson gets in on the party.
Well, as we said, one of the keys for Boston College was to keep NC State to 2 at a time, and that has not happened in this first half.
5 threes for the Wolfpack. Same number for Boston College, who now trails by 8. And Bowman has no points in this first half. Boy, tough shot. Hamilton.
Tough shot. The North Carolina State defense continues to be very strong, Wes. That was a very difficult shot. And you can see how intense the defense is just by watching Kai Bowman. He's got no place to go with the ball. Boston College trying to match up in that zone.
And we get a travel. And that'll send it back to Boston College. So, let's see. Beverly has knocked down 3. Blake Harris has thrown in 1. So, Markel, you tee one up. 6-point lead for the Pack when we come back. Tonight's well-planned play brought to you by Principal Financial.
Well, right here you have a screen. Doesn't matter what defense you're playing against. You can create a screen, and that moves the defense around. And now here's the big screen right here. Look at this area back behind Wyatt Walker, the screener. He holds the screen. Nobody can get through. He actually screened 2 guys on that play, created a huge opening in the middle of the zone. Indeed, that was a well-planned and well-executed play.
More pressure by NC State. It's been troublesome here for Boston College in this first half as we close towards 7 minutes to go. Here is Jared Hamilton, a spot up 2 that rolls in. He's got 4.
Nice job. That ball coming out of the backcourt was tipped, but Hamilton was able to control it. And Wes, when I'm talking about scoring against the press, you don't have to get a layup. If you can get down and get an open jump shot, that breaks the back of the pressure just as well. Beverly
fouled, and the foul on Stephon Mitchell will bring 3 free throws for Braxton Beverly.
You can certainly understand Mitchell wanting to get out. He's trying to find Beverly, just a little late getting there. And he runs right into him. You have to stop and jump straight up in the air. If you keep moving toward the shooter and hit him before he comes down, that's a foul.
Beverly with 10. Shooting 38% from 3-point territory against the conference, which is 6th best. But also of note, he's already exceeded his per-game average of threes made per game in ACC play. He averaged 2.8. He's got 3 already, as you see Daniels report back for C.J. Price.
And Wes, we've still got 6 minutes and 44 seconds left in the half.
I feel confident he'll hit at least one more. And he's knocked down 3 free throws, so he got a dozen in this first half. Cam has come in averaging 11-9 against the league. This Braxton Beverly, and the Wolfpack advantage is 7.
Yeah, but he's over his last couple of games. He's been averaging almost 16.
Yep. Been playing very well for Kevin Keats' club. Hamilton, Chapman. Here's Bowman, who is scoreless. On the drive, and the first points there for Braxton Bowman with 6:18 to play in the first half.
Boy, Bowman, that was a great drive to the basket. I thought he passed up an open 3.
Here's Daniels.
Boston College stays in that zone. They're trying to match up. Got to find Beverly.
7 to shoot for Devin Daniels. In traffic, Dorn, fall away. And Bowman the rebound in front of Devin Daniels.
We mentioned Bowman, an outstanding defensive rebounder.
Chapman takes Dorn on the dribble all the way into the paint. Hamilton squares, draws the foul from Markel Johnson. And Markel Johnson will draw his first. That's 8 on NC State.
And this is a situation where he's fallen backwards, and Johnson didn't even try to block the shot. He got the foul when he reached in. As Hamilton was going up, you just got to keep your hands out of there. It's a great temptation, but you have to be sufficiently disciplined to avoid them.
Free throw by Hamilton, spins around. Interesting in our visit with Kevin Keats today, how he was talking about NC State drawing fouls on reaches and slaps. Not slaps to foul, but slaps to knock the ball away, to try and slap it out of there. How many times have we seen the first half of the 8 fouls the Wolfpack's drawn? 3 or 4 have been of that very nature, Dan.
Well, but you're going to get fouls like that, Wes, when you're a pressing team, because that's what you do. You slap at the ball. They've had a lot of deflections, too.
Oh, yeah. Lead is 4 for the Wolfpack, but here's Kai Bowman doing Kai Bowman things. Fall away too good. Bowman's got 4.
The last couple of times he's been dribbling the basketball, he's looked different. It's like, okay, he's decided he's taken over now.
His team trails 2, under 5 to go first half.
This has been a strange first half.
I would agree with that. Here's Funderburg up and fouled by Mitchell, which would be his second. And here's Bowman.
Bowman just very aggressive with the ball. Crossing over, going behind the back, gets the defense off the floor, and then with the little turnaround shot. I think he can make shots, Wes, that very few people can make.
Here's DJ Funderburg, the young man who played at Hargrave Military Academy with Braxton Beverly. Originally at Ohio State, a 77% free throw shooter, which is good enough for team lead. And
Wesson in ACC play, he leads the Wolfpack in free throws attempted. So he gets to the line, and when you have a high volume free throw shooter who shoots almost 80%, that helps your free throw percentage.
4-point lead for the Wolfpack. Blake Harris back on the floor. He's had a nice sequence of minutes here for Coach Keats and NC State.
Harris is noted as an on-ball defender, and that's exactly what you need against Bowman.
How about the scoop and score from Jared Hamilton, who has 7 here in the first half. Boston College has hit all 6 of their last field goals attempted from the floor.
Well, Hamilton is a big, strong kid, 6'4", almost 200 pounds. Nothing Beverly can do.
Funderburg missing on the 2. They scramble for it. Last touched by the visiting Eagles.
But that was one of those defensive rebounds that's really hard to get if you're Boston College, because the ball came straight off the rim, straight back at the shooter.
Clarence Armstrong whistled the ball that had just been put in play. And I think we were having a little work done on Jared Hamilton's tennis shoe.
He had called timeout. Good move if you can get away with it.
Trying to get those Currys laced up. Funderburg in traffic. John Carlos Reyes was there. And I believe he'll be ticketed for the foul. First on the redshirt junior. Wolfpack by 2 when we come back.
ACC College Hoops is brought to you by the official corporate champions of the ACC. Geico. New York Life. Bojangles Famous Chicken and Biscuits. Food Lion. And Toyota.
Well, back here in Raleigh, after the foul on Reyes sent us to the timeout, Kai Bowman and Boston College to within 2, just under 4 minutes to go. In the past 10 games, State's opponents have made more free throws than they've attempted. But tonight, BC is 3 for 6, and the Wolfpack is 9 for 10.
Wes, that's big for North Carolina State. In conference games, the Wolfpack have made 94 fewer free throws than their opponents coming into the game.
Right.
And in 13 games, that's like 6 free throws a game, 7 free throws a game.
They've also committed. If you look at the foul differential in conference play, it's pretty substantial as well. Thunderbird hit them both.
And that's what happens when you're trying to be an aggressive pressing team. You're going to commit some fouls.
Yeah.
But if you're down more than 7 points per game from the free throw line, that's a lot to overcome.
Sure is. Bowman to work, under 4 to go. Spot up, Hamilton. And boy, Thunderbird did a good job keeping it alive in front of Reyes. And here is Daniel.
And Harris did a great job keeping Bowman out of the lane, forcing him to pass that ball.
Blake Harris has been productive for Coach Keats here in the first half. And the drought from the floor continues, and a whistle and a foul against Boston College, and another one on Reyes. 6'10" junior redshirt from outside of Atlanta, his second, and the 8th on BC.
And that's, again, it sends North Carolina State back to the free throw line.
See, the field goal drought for the Wolfpack is toward 4.5 minutes, but still a 4-point lead for Kevin Keats' team, who's won 2 of 3.
Well, Wes, that's a field goal drought. I understand that, but they've been scoring from the free throw line.
Has returned to replace Reyes, and Harris gets a nice ovation from the crowd here at PNC Arena.
Well, he should. He hit that 3. He's done a nice defensive job against Bowman. And here, even though they haven't scored from the field in almost 4.5 minutes, the Wolfpack maintaining that lead at the free throw line.
Yep. 6-point differential. We approach 3 minutes. Jarius Hamilton setting the screen now. Kraljevic. 10 to shoot. Bowman working against Dorn. Short with the 2, and last touch by the Wolfpack.
See, without Popovich in the game, Boston College really doesn't have an option on the inside unless Jarius Hamilton will get down there and make himself available. But Hamilton is a guy who likes to wander out toward the perimeter.
You're saying he doesn't go out there on purpose? He just kind of finds himself?
No, he goes out there on purpose.
Wanders out.
But that's what he does. He wanders out. He should set up shop down inside.
Well, he is, as you mentioned, 6'8", 2 1/4. Good-looking freshman. For Jim Christian, who, by the way, played for John Kuster, the former Tar Heel at Boston University. There's a hard drive. Jared Hamilton. Kraljevic the rebound and traveled with it, trying to pivot out.
Wes, his first instinct was to pass the ball out, and had he followed that instinct, he would have been fine. But he elected not to pass it, and every second that he held on to the ball, he drew another member of the Wolfpack. Till finally he was triple teamed and walked.
2:30 and change. Johnson waiting on a screen. Thunderbird helps. Here's Beverly, who...
Well, even against the zone, Wes, a screen can be valuable.
8 to shoot. Markel spots. Partially blocked. Hamilton. Jarius the rebound of his older brother's deflection. Here's Bowman. Thunderbird there. Bowman will take him to the rack. Layup fell off the front. Jared Hamilton in traffic scores. He's got 9.
Another second chance opportunity for Boston College. That's 13 second chance points they've scored in this game. That's kept them in it.
Here's Daniels. Collision going to the basket. Got his own rebound and scored. Second field goal for Daniels. And he'll get to the line.
Kraljevic does a great job going straight up in the air, but then Jarius Hamilton comes from behind and swings his arm. That's almost an automatic call for an official when they see the guy do that.
First foul on Jarius Hamilton. 9 on Boston College.
And Jordan Chapman hadn't been able to get loose here for BC lately. Braxton Beverly's chasing him around.
Yeah, NC State.
Now what?
Well, Chapman, well, here's the thing. Chapman has been bothered by an injury on his finger. In fact, he got cut. And it flared up the other day against Miami. And I'm not sure if that's the case here with Nick Galato, the trainer, or not.
I would say it has to be, Wes. He had stitches in that finger, and if he got popped just the right way, the stitches came loose, then he's got to go and get that taken care of.
So Chapman immediately toward the BC locker room here with 90 seconds to go.
Bowman goes off that screen, and Thunderbird double teams him. They just ignore Kraljevic.
Heron in the corner, shot clock violation. State pressured Boston College into another shot clock violation here in the first half.
Well, again, Kraljevic sets the screen, and Bowman uses the screen, but Thunderbird jumps out there, and suddenly Bowman is double teamed, and nobody's guarding Kraljevic.
70 seconds to go first half.
And Boston College isn't looking for Kraljevic, so that's a tough spot.
Beverly.
Now if you're BC, you're just trying to hang on here to get to the locker room.
Here's trouble in 15 for Beverly. 4 triples and 3 free throws. It's a 9-point game, largest lead of the game for NC State. Bowman knocked away Daniels. With 30 seconds left, he tries to make the save of it, and somehow Thunderbird comes out of there with it. Open is Daniels for 3. Wow.
Wes, what a turnaround at the end of the half. Just an eye blink ago, it was a 6-point game, and BC had the ball.
Bowman will take the last shot.
He'll try.
Threw it up. Got to bounce. It's a 3 for Bowman. Stops an 8-0 NC State run. And it's a 9-point Wolfpack lead. Bowman
looked like he had no chance here, that he is in deep trouble, but he is a guy who makes big shots, tough shots, the ball clearly out of his hand. Bounces up and goes in. That guy's amazing.
NC State forced 11 Boston College turnovers, converted to 13 transition points, and they've got a 9-point lead at the break. 46-37. Hardy's halftime report from the capital city comes your way next on ACC Hoops. Welcome to tonight's edition of the Hardy's Halftime Report here in Raleigh at the break. North Carolina State leads Boston College 46-37. Great to be with Dan Potter, West Durham. Welcome to game one of our ACC Hoops doubleheader. Pittsburgh, Georgia Tech, and Atlanta follows us here tonight. Weird first half. I mean, really bizarre first 20 minutes because dictated by turnovers, transition opportunities, and three-point shots out of all of that.
Well, it's very interesting. The three-point shots, I think, have been the big key to the game. The other key, I think, has been the North Carolina State defense. It's been intense and effective.
Well, Braxton Beverly, we told you at the top, would be big. And tonight, he's the focus of our Toyota Let's Go places. Let's go behind the three-point line.
That's what I say. That's where Beverly's gone, out behind the three-point arc. He's knocked down 4 three-point baskets in the first half in 7 attempts. And the other 3 points he has when he got fouled shooting the 3 and made 3 free throws.
Stay tuned. More Hardy's halftime report from Raleigh. 9-point lead for the Pack at the break. Take a quick check of our game summary brought to you by Hardee's, with NC State leading Boston College 46-37. A ball game dominated by 3-point shooting. You see the 13 of 25 from the two schools, but the individual numbers aside, turnovers also big. BC had 11. NC State cashed it in for 13 points. The Wolfpack 6 turnovers. The Eagles had 7. Kai Bowman didn't get started till late in the first half. Finished with 7 points. More coming up. 46-37, NC State the lead. Welcome back to the Hardee's halftime report here at the break. Of course, there's 3 other games on the slate tonight in the ACC. In fact, Syracuse got a nice lead on Louisville at the half in the other 7 o'clock game. We told you Pitt and Georgia Tech follows us. And then there's the 249th meeting between #1 Duke and #8 Carolina coming up over the road apiece in Durham. And Dan, one of the most interesting stats I've heard this week, the last 26 games played on a regular season floor, home team 13-13.
That really is an interesting stat. And Wes, this is obviously a hugely important game for the rivalry, for the conference standings, for the national picture. But it also represents the start of a tough finishing stretch for the Duke Blue Devils. They've got to play 2 against North Carolina, including tonight. They've got to go to Syracuse. They've got to go to Virginia Tech. So this is a big game for a lot of reasons.
Tar Heels, meanwhile, in Durham tonight. Florida State at home, at Clemson. Syracuse as well ahead for Roy Williams' team. Second half coming up next from Raleigh. Well, 9-point lead for NC State. And you see Boston College will come to the floor here to start the second half. Dan, they're going to play this second half, though, without Jordan Chapman. That finger injury a little more extensive than maybe what we had thought when he went to the locker room. He's not going to be able to go here in half number 2 for Tim Christian.
That is a big blow for Boston College. Chapman, you can see the 12 points. Most of those were early in the game. And Wes, here's something interesting. The guy who's going to start the second half, it appears, instead of Jordan Chapman, is Vin Baker Jr., who has played in 3 ACC games, has played a total of 11 minutes in those 3 games.
Yeah, they played 2 minutes in the loss at Syracuse and has not played in their last 2 games. So here is the son of the former 4-time All-Star, 13-year NBA veteran. And he'll put it in play to Kai Bowman, whose 3 sent the teams to the locker room. Popovich saddled with foul trouble a little bit, the 2 personals, and turned over by BC on their first possession.
Well, Bowman zigged when Popovich thought he was going to zag. Popovich probably threw the ball to the right place, but Bowman wasn't there.
So another turnover for BC. That's their 12th.
And they have been hurt by the turnovers. And with Boston College playing this zone defense with a guy who's size with long arms like Vin Baker Jr. might be a good idea out on the perimeter.
And Walker commits his 3rd, going over the back. 3rd on Walker, 1st on NC State. Look at this. Look at that. Wow.
Well, it's a good thing we're playing the second half in PNC Arena if you're Braxton Beverly.
I'd say so. Vin Baker Jr., by the way, comes in averaging just 1.5 points. Tonight he plays in only his 11th regular season game. Sophomore from Old Saybrook, Connecticut. Hamilton had a nice first half and starts the second half with a runner. His 11th point, Dan, only his 3rd double-figure game in ACC play.
He has had some opportunities. They've been concentrating so hard on Bowman that other guys have had open opportunities, and Jared Hamilton has taken advantage. So has his brother. Jerry has had 9 points in the first half.
That's right. Lead back to 7. Dorn a little hanger in the lane. And Bryce comes away with the offensive rebound. Beverly a deep 3. Raised the iron, and Dorn collects.
Oh, boy, Mitchell had a chance to grab the ball, and he didn't. And it's a mistake that doesn't hurt Boston College because Dorn stepped out of bounds. But you never assume the ball is going to go out of bounds. If you can get it, you grab it. fouls are going to be a big factor for Boston College. Popovich really gives them an inside presence, and he sat for a long time in that first half. Only played 7 minutes.
Moment a step back three, and Bryce the rebound. Markel Johnson ahead for Beverly's catch and shoot.
And that's twice now in the second half that Beverly has tried to shoot over the long arms of Vin Baker Jr. Unsuccessful.
Baker tries to get baseline and offensive foul. So it'll be number 1 on Baker, number 1 on BC in the second half.
Baker just trying to drive the ball to the basket, and that is a very good play by Bryce to get over there. And that's Baker has to see that, jump stop, and either shoot the little jump shot or make a pass.
2 and change gone in half 2. Here's Walker. And back to Bryce.
Popovich has to be careful.
Dorn, a little hanger. Good. Dorn with 9. Dan, he's got one of the flattest trajectories of a jump shot the ACC sees.
I think you're right, Wes. But the other thing, again, he faked Bowman, and Bowman went after the three-point shot, and that allowed Dorn to duck underneath. You let Dorn shoot the 3, I believe.
Ball got batted around on the miss, and here's Johnson. A little scoop ahead for Bryce. Triple away. 8 for C.J. Bryce.
Boston College has to figure out a way to get Popovich involved in this game on the offensive end.
12-point lead for the Wolfpack. They had that margin briefly in the first half. Baker. Popovich a 3. Why not? Everybody's in. 7th of the year for Popovich. That ball got batted by Jared Hamilton. And it will stay with NC State. Here's DJ Funderburg for Wyatt Walker.
Wes, except for some offensive rebounds and a couple of drives to the basket, it's like the game doesn't exist inside the three-point arc. The offensive game, there is.
8 different players have hit 3s in the ball game for both clubs. And I mentioned 8 because not that many guys have played, especially for NC State, who only has 4 available substitutions. Popovich at the top again. Thought about the 3. A little sky hook off the glass. 5 in a row for Nick Popovich.
Now, Wes, he is not a high-volume three-point shooter, but he's a pretty good percentage from out there. And I thought he passed up a wide-open 3 and took a much, much tougher 2. Fortunately for BC, he made it.
He's a 50% field goal shooter in league play, and he's proven it on his last 2 tries there, and the ball got banged out of bounds. Last touch by BC. It'll stay with NC State. So Big Nick fooled you behind the line, then a little runner. High off the window. Back in a moment.
ACC College Hoops is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina. Be bold, be confident, live fearless, North Carolina. CPI Security, the official security partner of the ACC, and your local Ford dealer.
Dan, these 2 schools are determined to play this game behind the three-point line. Amazing. 31 attempts between the 2, 15 conversions. 31 of the 68 field goal attempts in this ball game have come behind the three-point line.
But the big key for the Wolfpack, Wes, is they have been able to get to the free throw line, something they don't normally do in ACC play.
Popovich tagged for the block.
And that's 3 fouls on Popovich, and that was a foul committed 30 feet from the basket.
Yep. So the junior from Banja Luka, Bosnia and Herzegovina, will have to come off the floor, and here comes Jerry's Hamilton.
So Popovich only played 7 minutes in the first half. He's played fewer than 5 minutes here in the second half. He's just scored 5 points for Boston College, and now he's got to go out of the game.
Yep. The Eagles to within 7 when he leaves. Markel Johnson, a fall away over the combination of Baker and Mitchell. Tough shot for his second field goal.
And that's also an interesting number, Wes. Only the second field goal from Markel Johnson.
Yeah. Dan, we noted Braxton Beverly's prowess assist to turnover coming in. Markel Johnson came into the ball game 23 assists, just 10 turnovers last 3 games. So he too was starting to find a groove for NC State. Out of the corner, Jarius Hamilton. Rebound Mitchell, tough play in traffic, and Stephon Mitchell, the sophomore from Shakopee, Minnesota's first points.
That's his first field goal attempt, Wes. Mitchell's a guy, not only doesn't he score, he doesn't look to score.
Here's Baker, almost had the pick. Couldn't hang on to it. Almost had to rely on Dan Bonner to make the play.
Well, then we'd have been in deep trouble.
I feel like you would have been up to it. Skip for Bryce.
Last time I made a play in Raleigh, David Thompson blocked one of my shots off the Wake Forest Demon Deacon head in Reynolds Coliseum.
So you're not saying it was yesterday?
No, it wasn't yesterday.
Here is Jared Hamilton, tried to draw contact, skips for Baker, who will gun for 3 and miss badly. Outlet, here is Bryce for the dunk. State caught BC turning. 9-point lead for the Wolfpack.
Wes, the problem was that was a bad 3-point shot. And that's what got the offense going. 18 transition points now for North Carolina State. That's been key.
Yep. Hamilton had it deflected. Stayed with it on the dribble. 5 to shoot. Hamilton for 3. And now Johnson the rebound. And the guys in gray trying to find. Oh, my goodness. Beverly and Dorn will clean it up. Beverly cut that loose from up Highway 70. We get a timeout by Jim Christian. Bryce finishing in transition. 11-point advantage for NC State when we come back to Raleigh.
Let's take a look at tonight's Protecting the Paint play, brought to you by CPI Security. And North Carolina State has been protecting the paint by stealing the basketball. The Wolfpack have forced 13 turnovers in the game. They have 7 steals, and that has been a big part of the Wolfpack securing this lead.
The advantage 11. And Popovich with the 3 fouls back on the floor, trying to get the drive going, and Ted Valentine gets C.J. Bryce for the foul.
And Jim Christian is telling Popovich, just calm down a little bit, because I think that's the last thing he wants to see is Popovich driving the ball from 3/4 court all the way to the basket. Somebody's going to step in and take a charge, and that will be foul number 4 against Popovich.
Jared Hamilton trying to get it in play. Does here to Kyle Bowman.
You know, Popovich wasn't ready that time, Wes. The way they're defending Bowman, Popovich has to be ready to score.
There's Daniels on a reverse into transition off the rebound, and 1. Foul will be on Jarius Hamilton for the block. Devin Daniels has 9, a chance for double figures.
When NC State has done such a nice job moving the ball in transition, they've been pushing it up the court, not giving Boston College a chance to get set, and that's what happened right there. Jarius Hamilton just couldn't get established in front.
So 1 shot here for Devin Daniels, the sophomore transfer from Utah, who had really, quite frankly, struggled in the last 3 ball games, averaging just about 3.5 points, but Dan, he's responded with his 7th double-figure game against the ACC tonight.
He's a guy who can play, Wes. He really was a good shooter at Utah and shot the ball that well here at North Carolina State, but he is a very good offensive player, and he's one of the guys who shared the responsibility here with Bowman. See, again, Popovich has to catch that ball ready to shoot it.
Knocked down the jump shot. He's got 7 all in the half.
And he finally did, but when he sets a screen, everybody's going to Kai Bowman. He's got to get himself in a position where he can score.
Bowman had the steal. Daniels tried to win it back. and ends up knocking it into the Wolfpack bench.
How about that hustle by Daniels? He just wasn't the, okay, I lost the ball, I'm going to go play defense. He tried to get it back. There's Jordan Chapman on the bench. He is not going to be back today. We understand he's out. We mentioned before that finger a little more serious than maybe we thought it was.
Yep.
And that's on his shooting hand.
Didn't seem to bother him early. He had 12 early. 4 threes for Chapman. Popovich. Here's Bowman. Tees up a deep, high arcing three that's good. 10 for Kai Bowman on his second triple of the night.
And Boston College West is just hanging within striking distance, particularly if Bowman gets hot. They can make up 9 points pretty quickly.
Beverly, quick pass. Here's Jericho Helms to work for the field goal. First basket for the freshman from St. Louis.
That's a confident play inside. But again, Popovich has 3 fouls. Nice job by Helms to attack him. Oh, bad pass.
And here is Daniels to steal and around Bowman for the bucket. 13 for Devin Daniels. The lead is 13. BC better be careful here, Dan, next 3 or 4 minutes.
You just saw them sag because nobody went back to help Bowman. Had that ball missed, there was nobody from Boston College across half court who might have gotten a defensive rebound.
Popovich squaring up on Thunderberg with the left hand.
Wes, he is so skilled down in there. He can use either hand. That's why it's just such a problem for Boston College when he gets in early foul trouble.
Sure. 11-point game. Ball got banged out of bounds. And it will stay with the Wolfpack. But Dan, you noted backcourt play here. And then Devin Daniels eludes Kai Bowman going to the basket. Tonight's game brought to you by the Works Pegasus, your workspace anyplace. Find it at your local Lowe's. And our man Mac Bachman and the Pegasus going to work here this afternoon at PNC Arena to get our crew ready to bring you ACC hoops tonight.
It's a good thing he moved that thing off the court before the game started.
That would have been a problem. Here in Raleigh with Dan Bonner, our producer Scott Snyder, our director Johnny Tyus, our great ACC hoops crew. Wes Durham with you. NC State and Boston College been living behind the line tonight. But turnovers also factoring into this. Daniels a fall away 2. Walker tried to volley it back up, but way off the mark. And here's Stephon Mitchell. Drove Helms off with a collision, and then the little runner Hamilton.
He's going to get an extra one because they're going to rule a block on Walker, and that's 4 fouls on Wyatt Walker.
Yep.
We mentioned Jared Hamilton. He has really stepped forward here.
There's Thunderberg for Walker. And now Jared Hamilton, who's 1 for 2 at the line.
And Walker's only played 10 minutes today because he's been in foul trouble.
Hamilton now with 14.
Now Boston College needs to tighten it up on the defensive end and get a little spurt here, West, to try to make this interesting as we go down the stretch.
Trailing by 8. Wolfpack the ball in the advantage. Skip across for Daniels. And Mitchell the rebound. Ahead for Popovich. Strong against Thunderberg. And there'll be a foul on DJ Thunderberg. That'll be his second and the 4th on NC State. A couple of free throws for Nick Popovich.
That's a nice job by Mitchell to get the ball ahead. And Popovich is very fortunate to get that foul call because he was losing the ball as he went up in the air, but he has maintained just enough control to push the ball toward the basket and draw the foul.
Popovich's first free throws of the night. He's got 9 in the ball game. Make it 10 and a message from Advance Auto Parts.
I can sign 12 autographs in 6 seconds. So reminding you to check your battery this fast, easy.
Nick Popovich into double figures, all of it here in the second half. Trying to cut it down to 6 here, Dan.
This might be that little spurt that we talked about.
9:40 to go.
Wes, there's lots of time in the game.
Yeah.
BC with a 7-0 run here.
Eagles playing zone. Helms tried to get the Thunderbird screen. Ball reversal for Beverly. It got blocked partially by Mitchell. Bowman had thought about throwing the go route to Stephon Mitchell, but
it's probably a good decision that he didn't.
Bowman back for Nick Popovich.
And Popovich that time did exactly what we said he needed to do. 2 guys go to Bowman. You need to put yourself in a position where you can catch the ball and score, and that is precisely what Popovich did.
BC's hit 5 of their last 5 from the floor. Popovich the dunk here a moment ago. And now the Eagles to within 4. Just ahead of 9 minutes to play in Raleigh in a timeout. NC State 64-60 with Dan Bonner, Wes Durham. And all of a sudden, Boston College's ills of the first 30 minutes of this ball game are a thing of the past.
Wes, they've been able to cut off the NC State threes, and the biggest thing that they've done over the last few minutes is they haven't turned the ball over. North Carolina State has had 8 steals. They've scored 22 points to 4 in transition.
And Hamilton the rebound of another 3-point miss. Wolfpack is just 1 for 9 behind the line here in the second half.
Look out.
Popovich. His team trails 4. Inside against Thunderbird. Scooped it up. Hamilton there. And a whistle and foul is called. And it's on Torin Dorn. It'll be his second. 5 on the pack.
One thing Boston College has done really well is rebound the basketball. Dorn right underneath the basket just pushes Mitchell out of the way. But that's a break for NC State because Hamilton, he had the ball and was just about to shoot it.
Here's Bowman. He had a quick window but didn't pull the trigger. Now they'll skip it. Jared Hamilton tried to fire it to Mitchell. Now Popovich shoots for 3. Too strong, and Johnson the backside rebound. Dorn. Almost stolen Hamilton. It's deflected though to Bryce. And he couldn't finish at the rim.
He lost his balance, Wes. Now they're in a little bit of a hurry that time. You really don't need to do that.
Bowman a 3. Kai Bowman now with 13. And he's got 3 threes in the ball game. 12-0 the run by the Eagles.
Who are these guys?
I don't know. I don't know where they were the first 30 minutes. 1-point game. Dorn.
Boy, another really, really tough shot. North Carolina State suddenly on offense, standing around. They had pretty good ball movement earlier. But Boston College, since they've stopped turning the ball over, the Wolfpack have not been able to get out and play in transition.
Popovich. Here's Bowman out front for the lead. Kai Bowman with 16 now on his 4th 3.
Wes, because Popovich has been rolling and getting himself open and scoring, that time not as aggressive, double teaming Bowman off that screen, and as a result, Bowman was alone and he made him pay for it.
Under 7 to go. Things have dynamically changed here at PNC Arena. 10 to shoot for Markel Johnson. Bryce and the pack can't finish it. Mitchell cleans it up inside.
Wes, their shots are hurried shots. There's not a lot of passing going on. A lot of standing around.
Popovich thought about it. Bowman has no hesitation. Bryce and a foul on Kai Bowman. It'll be his second, 3rd on BC. But Kai Bowman pushed Boston College in front with a 3 out front. Eagles by a deuce when we come back. Well, Dan, Boston College has gone on a 15-0 run the last 4:38.
Well, they've been able to move the ball effectively, taking advantage of the defense that North Carolina State has been playing against Bowman. You saw Popovich with the dunk, and then because Popovich has been getting open, they slide off Bowman just a little bit, and you can't do that.
So now the Wolfpack trailing a basket as we approach 6 minutes. Daniels, left hand, and Popovich the rebound, and I believe that's Funderburk, and it is. So Walker has 4, now DJ Funderburk has 3. State's missed their last 8 shots from the floor, and their drought is about 5.5 minutes.
That was a tough shot. Good defense by Boston College, but I thought it was a good idea by North Carolina State to try to drive the ball to the basket.
Christian's team struggled mightily on the road. 1-5 this year. Win at Wake Forest. Jared Hamilton. Rebound Mitchell, and a foul called on the Wolfpack. Devin Daniels, his first.
And Mitchell is a guy who is very, very active for Boston College. He doesn't shoot the ball very much. But that's now 8 rebounds in the game for him. He's just going after it. Number 41, he gets pushed in the back by Daniels. Pretty easy call. Pretty efficient.
53% free throw shooting, Mr. Frame. Then he had only 8 ACC field goals until the first half bucket, or second half bucket earlier in this half.
It's hard to score, Wes, if you never shoot. And he doesn't shoot very much.
I'd say 8 of 23 coming into league play.
Seriously, coming in, 23 field goal attempts, and he played in 10 conference games, so he shoots the ball about twice a game.
And Jordan Chapman, who led him in scoring in the first half, has not played here in the second half because of the finger injury.
Has really helped Boston College to have Popovich in the game and playing effectively.
7 to shoot. Dorn. Offensive foul on Torin Dorn. That'll be his 3rd. Player control, no free throws on the 8th team foul against the Wolfpack in their 10th turnover.
Got to give a lot of credit to Nick Popovich right there. He's playing in foul trouble, but still moves his feet and tries to take that charge. There's Jordan Chapman sitting on the bench with that cut on his finger. But Popovich has been a key in this half.
Here's Mitchell. Bounce pass ahead. Bowman had it stolen by Daniels.
That's a pass you don't need.
3-point game. We approach 5 minutes. Dorn spinning into traffic. Block Mitchell and a whistle.
I think they're going to get Jarius Hamilton from behind.
Yep. You are correct. His 3rd, 4 on the Eagles. Or 5, beg your pardon, on Boston College. And here is Torin Dorn, the senior from Charlotte, who is 3 for 4 at the free throw line and has 11 tonight. And now a message from the Works Pegasus.
Introducing Pegasus, a next generation all-in-one work table and clamping system.
Dorn got 1 of the 2.
But Wes, that's another big key here in the second half. In the first half, NC State made 13 free throws. In this half, they've made 2.
Bowman. There's Popovich. 8 to shoot. And inside Hamilton to work. And lost it off his leg over the inline out of bounds. Pretty good defense underneath the basket by the Wolfpack.
Markel Johnson is doing a great job. He's just scrambling around. And he hits the ball, and it goes right off the foot of Jarius Hamilton. But that's an outstanding play by Markel Johnson, giving up about 4 or 5 inches in there.
Yep. 4:37 to go. Two-point game.
Again, lately, since that Boston College started their run, it's been a half-court game. As Carolina State not able to get out in transition as they did earlier.
7 to shoot for Markel Johnson. Torin Dorn with 3 on the shot clock. And a foul called. I believe Jarius Hamilton with the push. That's on Stephon Mitchell, not Jarris Hamilton. Mitchell's third, 6 on Jim Christian's team. And here's DJ Funderburk, who has all 6 of his points at the line.
Wes, when you get the ball into that area of the zone defense and the shot misses, it's awfully difficult to get a defensive rebound because the defenders in the middle of that zone have gone toward the shooter.
Right. 1-point lead for BC. And Funderburk has tied the game. NC State going to offer a little pressure here. Popovich trying to get rid of it now. Finds Bowman. The pocket pass and the jump shot. And the rebound for Bryce. Beverly for the lead. Nope, stepped out of bounds.
Oh, wow.
Clarence Armstrong with a look at it right in front of the Wolfpack bench.
Oh, my.
We go to the under 4. Braxton Beverly. There you go. Tie game when we come back. Well, here's our quick check of the North Myrtle Beach Convention and Visitors Bureau remaining schedule. And you see why this one's pretty big. And Kevin Keats talked about it. Down the stretch, everybody's got 5 left. Here's State's 4 after tonight.
And you got to win your games at home. And Florida State, you got to take a trip to Tallahassee. And the Florida State Seminoles are hot.
Same 2 close the regular season that are meeting here tonight on March the 9th. And the call going to break. Braxton Beverly before he cut loose the 3. Clarence Armstrong ruled him out of bounds.
Well, he's right there.
Beverly was scoreless and continues to be here in the second half.
The West, that turnover charge to Patrick Beverly. That's his 2nd turnover in the last 170 minutes of game action.
Jared Hamilton lost it.
And that's
8 to shoot. Bowman for the lead. Mitchell the follow.
Boy, that is some sequence. And that's the correct call by the official. That wasn't a travel on Hamilton. He lost the ball. And he's allowed to recover it.
3 minutes to go in Raleigh. 24% of the ACC games so far this year have been 5 or less or overtime. And there's Funderburk fouled on the lob from Bryce. And a foul.
North Carolina State doing a great job getting inside the zone. A really nice play by C.J. Bryce, seeing Funderburk open on the inside.
State's first field goal, Dan, in better than 8 minutes.
And I think it's a good job, again, by the Wolfpack to go inside. I think that's what they have to do against this Boston College defense. The Eagles have some foul trouble. They need to be careful. And NC State has done land-office business at the free throw line all night long.
Well, and now Funderburk's 9 for 9 at the line. He's got 11 in the Wolfpack. Has a 1-point lead with 2:50 to go.
And this is the point in the game, Wes, where a spurt by either team is going to decide it. So you've got to make good decisions with the basketball. And if you get an open shot, you've got to knock them down.
Bowman for Popovich. On the drive with the right hand. Mitchell the rebound and fouled on the play. He'll get a couple of free throws, and it's on Funderburk, and it will be his 4th. So both Walker and Funderburk with 4 each on the 9th team foul against the Wolfpack.
Wes, that dribble penetration, if you can't keep a guy in front of you, he gets into the teeth of the defense, it's hard to get a defensive rebound.
Stephon Mitchell, 1 of 2, ties the game at 70.
And Mitchell is an amazing player, Wes. He hustles, he gets rebounds, he has assists, he blocks shots. They don't run any plays for him, but it seems he always comes up with a big basket. In this particular case, a big free throw.
Well,
How about
those were
that?
clean, huh?
Yeah, this is a 58% free throw shoot.
Yep, both clean there. Boston Boston College back in front by a point, and a timeout for Jim Christian. 71-70, BC with 2:30 to go. Don't forget Bob Rathman, Corey Alexander standing by McCamish Pavilion tonight. 9 o'clock in Midtown Atlanta for Pittsburgh and Georgia Tech. The Jackets have lost 7 straight. The Panthers 9 in a row, Dan. Something gives tonight. Boy, Pittsburgh has played with an edge and an effort this year we have not seen.
Well, certainly that we didn't see last year from the University of Pittsburgh. They play with a great deal of aggressiveness. Their problem is that their offense has been based all year in driving the ball to the basket. And the deeper you get into ACC play, the harder that is to execute unless you're going to make some threes. Georgia Tech can defend. They struggle to score. They only shot 29% on Saturday in the loss to Florida State. So you're saying you might have one of those things like we saw from Purdue and Indiana last night. First to 50? Yeah. Well, neither one of them got to 50 last night. So 71-70. Boston College in front. The Eagles, who have lost, Dan, 31 of their last 33 on the road in the ACC. Wow. They've won 2 straight, including the 7-point victory against Miami on Sunday. And there's the guy who was the first half star for the Pack, who is scoreless here in the second half. Wes, certainly they talked about that at halftime. I guarantee you they talked about that before the game, but Boston College making a concerted effort to find Braxton Beverly in this half, and that's why I think that the Wolfpack has an advantage if they try to take the ball inside. C.J. Bryce with Beverly, Dorn, Funderburk, and Markel Johnson. Quick pass, Funderburk. Popovich there. Mitchell runs it down on the baseline. And that is a tremendous play by Mitchell to get to that ball before it went out of bounds. And Popovich, again, a good defensive play despite the fact that he's playing in foul trouble. Bowman lost the handle on it. Last touch by a Wolfpack player. Funderburk is going to get a clean run down the lane, but Popovich jumps up in the air, Wes. Had he not jumped straight up in the air, he would have been called for a blocking foul because he was in that restricted area. But since he jumped and went straight up in the air, that was not a foul. And now Daniels trying to come in the game before the referees told him. NC State lucky he didn't get too far on the floor. They could have gotten the technical foul. And Jim Breeding, a word of caution to Kevin Keats and to Devin Daniels. Well, he sent Daniels back and said, okay, come on in. The referees handled that very well. Yep. 11 to shoot for Popovich. Jarius Hamilton, 3 off the line. Mitchell fouled by Bryce. And there's Mitchell around the basket again, Wes. How many times have we seen that here? Not just in the second half, but in the last 4 or 5 possessions. You know, Mitchell runs to the basket. He's right in the middle, and Bryce has really no choice except to push him out of the way. But again, that's not a bad foul. It's a 2-shot foul, but he's only 58% free throw shooter. Stephon Mitchell the line with 1:44 to go. Missed it on the front. Now he is 3 for 5 at the line. And that's about what 6. So that was a good foul. Yeah. Ended up not costing the Pack a dime, did it? Now can they take advantage? Daniels with 11 to shoot. Beverly. Taken away, Mitchell. By who? Guess who? Hamilton tried to get it to Bowman. It hit Jim Breeding and deflected to Daniels. State leads. Timeout, Kevin Keats. A bizarre sequence in the backcourt for Boston College. Well, that's a break for North Carolina State because Daniels tipped the ball. If that doesn't hit the official, that ball goes out of bounds. But again, the North Carolina State defense they did early in the game and earlier in this half.
So State in front off the deflection. With 69 seconds left, each school's got a timeout. And the possession arrow belongs to the Wolfpack.
Wes, what we have seen from Boston College throughout most of their run in the second half, once they get the ball across half court, it'll be Popovich and Bowman handling the ball. Bowman trying to use that Popovich screen, Popovich rolling off the screen. But the problem has been getting the ball across half court.
Markel Johnson has come off the floor. Here's the look at the 5 or less games. State is 5-2. BC is 3-3 in games by 5 or less.
It's a lot of games by 5 or less.
Yes, it is. Bowman cutting to the basket, lost it, saved it to Hamilton. Spot up 2. Boston College back in front. 11 for Jarius Hamilton.
I don't think that's the way Boston College drew it up, but great toughness by Bowman to get that ball to Hamilton. How about the confidence of Jarius Hamilton to take that shot in that situation?
Beverly quickly to Daniels. Attacks on the drive and pulled away. Dorn had it, fouled. Dorn is going to get free throws after the foul on Mitchell. His fourth.
So the drive to the basket draws the defenders, and Boston College can just never recover. Dorn is another one of those guys who makes a lot of big plays at the end of games.
58% free throw shooter, 4 for 6 tonight. Spun around. Tied at 73. And Popovich and Funderburk getting a quick visit from Ted Valentine. I think it had to do with a little bit of the positioning on the free throw.
Of course, you want to get the rebound in this situation, but you don't want to get called for a foul.
For the lead. Nope. And then Daniels came up with it. Funderburk couldn't tip it home.
And now you hold us for the last shot.
Yep. All or nothing for BC.
And if you're Jim Christian, you don't call a timeout to let NC State set their defense.
Is this Kyle Bowman's shot, Dan?
That's on Kyle Bowman and Popovich.
Here's the screen. Bowman sheds it to the right for the win. Off the back iron, ball game.
That's really good defense by Devin Daniels.
NC State and BC are going to play the 6th overtime game of the year in the ACC.
Daniels just does a great job moving his feet, and Bowman actually loses possession of the ball, Wes, and I think he thought that he didn't have as much time as was actually on the clock. He hurried that just a little.
Overtime coming up from Raleigh. 73 all. Back in a moment. With Dan Bonner, West Durham, we go to overtime. Those of you expecting Georgia Tech and Pittsburgh, we'll get you there at the conclusion of this one. Dan, how did we get to this?
Well, Wes, it was really interesting. NC State only made 1 3-point basket in the second half. Boston College stopped turning it over. Popovich was able to stay in the game. He and Bowman started working really well together. They were down, what, 13 and
yes.
Came back?
Somebody walks out of here with their first overtime win of the year as well. The 6th overtime game in the ACC this year.
And let's keep in mind the foul trouble, Wes. Popovich still with 3 fouls. I think Jarius Hamilton has 3 fouls.
Funderburk and Walker 4 each for NC State. And Funderburk starts the half. Here's Bryce backdoor and 1. And there's Popovich's 4th. Yep. You're right.
Really good vision by Daniels here, and a great touch by C.J. Bryce. And Popovich, once you get in that situation, you just have to get out of the way.
Young man out of North Mecklenburg in Charlotte was all Colonial at Wilmington for Kevin Keats, where he averaged 17 points and shot 48% from the floor in first-team CAA honors. And he stakes NC State to an early 3-point lead in the extra period.
That's been a big difference for North Carolina State, Wes. They have made 20 free throws tonight.
Turned over by Popovich.
That's why you don't want Popovich handling the ball all the way up the court. The NC State pressure has an effect on the game once again.
Bryce a three. Left it on the rim. Slapped out by Daniels. Recovered to Bryce. Beverly.
Wolfpack has had a lot of success driving the ball to the basket.
Sure have. Here's Dorn. Daniels a third try. And the Wolfpack to an early 5-point lead in the overtime.
But Wes, even when the ball hasn't gone in the basket, the drives to the goal have gotten the defenders out of position, and NC State has been able to claim offensive rebounds.
Hamilton.
This is almost a must score in this situation for Boston College.
Popovich picked up on the dribble. Here's Bowman around Thunderbird. Back for Popovich's three. And Mitchell tried to wrestle it away from Dorn. And last touch by Boston College.
Mitchell again in position for the rebound. That ball looked like it went off Mitchell's forehead.
Yeah. A header to the baseline, if you will. 3:20 to go.
BC needs to stop here. The defense has been pretty good at cutting off the three-point baskets, but NC State has been able to do some damage at the goal.
Dorn and the basket. Timeout, Boston College. Torn Dorn. The Wolfpack on a 7-0 run to start the extra period in Raleigh. A 7-0 run by NC State to start overtime.
And all of it inside. Here's the first play of the overtime. Then Dorn takes over. This is a really tough drive to the basket. He misses the shot, but the defense collapsed around him. That enabled Daniels to get the rebound. And then it's Dorn again, just taking the ball. And again, that's against pretty tough defense right there. But Dorn's one of those guys who can finish.
Kevin Keats has got to feel a lot better than he did the last 7 minutes of regulation. His team went almost 8 minutes without a field goal in the second half. And now up 7 with 2 minutes gone in overtime. Bowman. Beverly defending. Boy, BC needs a basket, or else State might be able to salt this away. Popovich score.
That's a good place to go. Thunderbird's got some foul problems. Popovich, it's been a while since we've heard from him. He was a big key to that comeback.
Sure was.
For the Eagles.
He's got 15 tonight in the ball game. All in the second half and overtime. Eight to shoot. Bryce, a skip for Daniels. Big basket there for NC State's Devin Daniels.
Wolfpack had missed 10 of their last 11 three-point attempts. That's a big one.
Lead its largest in the overtime now of 8. Popovich crosses over. Left-hand hook, front rim miss.
I'm not sure that Boston College has time to stay in that zone. They're going to have to put some pressure.
Especially with the result that just happened a moment ago, right?
Yes. So now they've come out and they've matched up in a man-to-man.
Daniels strong off the glass, but Bryce the long rebound.
And BC just can't get a defensive rebound here, Wes, in this overtime.
Interesting because Daniels had remember State had, what, 3 cracks at it earlier in the overtime when Daniels finished. Here's a second offensive chance on this possession. Bryce on the drive with a right hand. Ten-point game, a minute to go.
Just driving the ball to the basket, Wes.
Yeah. Daniels.
And nobody from BC going to the boards, Wes.
Daniels, Dorn to follow.
Wow.
Great play on the backside by the senior Dorn. Popovich a three. And a timeout for Jim Christian with 28 seconds left. It's been an onslaught in overtime for Kevin Keats' team, Dan.
And it's been an interesting onslaught, Wes, because in the first half they relied on their defense to get out in transition, and they made three-point baskets. For the most part in the second half, they were standing around on offense, and that allowed BC to climb back in the game. But at the end of the game and in the overtime, North Carolina State just started driving the ball to the basket, and that caused the Boston College defense to collapse to the ball. And even when NC State wasn't scoring, they were able to get offensive rebounds and convert on second chance opportunities.
It's a 14-5 run in short for NC State here in the overtime. And they led 85-75 before Popovich hit the three to cut it back to 9.
Listen, keep in mind that Boston College had the ball with the tie game with 23 seconds left in the game.
They went one shot, right?
And that's what they should have done. And the guy who was supposed to take it took it. And I put the game in Ty Bowman's hands. He just wasn't able to convert.
Here's Markel Johnson, had it poked away, and Hamilton the punch at the other end. And they're going to have to go to the table here.
Clock kept running.
Yep. To check on the overtime game clock.
When the clock gets under a minute left in the game, the clock is supposed to stop on every made basket.
Right.
And the point at which the clock is supposed to stop is when the ball comes all the way through the net.
So about 21-2,
21-2, 21-3.
Okay.
But it doesn't stop. It's not supposed to stop when the ball goes in the basket. It's when the ball comes out of the basket.
All right.
So if you're the officials and you're looking over there, you're looking for the ball being all the way out of the basket.
Don't forget Georgia Tech, Pittsburgh. Underway, the Jackets with an early lead in Atlanta.
The ball's all the way out. So 21.5.
One of those teams going to snap a losing skid tonight at McCamish Pavilion. It'll either be the Jackets, who've lost 7 straight, or the Panthers, who've lost their last 9. The difference here is 7 in the overtime after we ended regulation at 73-all. Well, the Jim Christian's team
Got to be terribly disappointed. Great comeback in the second half without Jordan Chapman, who re-injured that finger at the end of the first half. So he hasn't played at all in the second half.
By the way, the clock here that they're looking at, there was also a sequence
where the clock did not start.
Correct. So they may be trying to do the math on both ends of the play.
Well, anytime you're doing math, Wes, that creates issues.
Especially for me. So I got to be careful.
But you're right, right?
Let's see what happens. There's Bryce. And he
stops at 23.3.
Oh, well, and a good many seconds, Dan, tick off here. So
it's not a matter of just 21.5 being left. It's a matter of
Clarence Armstrong. 17-6 is where they're going to put this, and I think they've done the math at the table.
Well, I'm glad they're doing the math, but that's what they did. So the clock was stopped when it shouldn't have been, and then it kept running when it should have stopped, and so after doing all that, they figured out that there's 17.6 seconds left.
So here's Markel Johnson to put it in play. BC will pressure. Double teamed in the corner. Bryce is fouled, and Popovich has fouled out. Nick Popovich going to finish with 18. And he fouls out with 15 seconds to go in the overtime.
Wes, and he did not score in the first half.
Right.
He only played 7 minutes because he picked up 2 quick fouls. So all 18 of those points came in the second half. He was a big part of the reason why Boston College was able to come back from a 13-point deficit and actually take the lead in the game.
What an overtime it's been for Bryce, huh?
Oh.
5 points already. Make it 6 here in the overtime. He is 3 for 3 at the line tonight. Now has 16 in the ball game.
The Pack have put 5 guys in double figures.
89-80. Kai Bowman in the corner. Jarius Hamilton and Mitchell fighting for the rebound. Bowman made the save to Daniels, and the ball game is over. Kevin Keats' team has now won their 19th game of the year. Dan, they've gone to 500 in ACC play.
It's a game they had to win, Wes. We showed you their upcoming schedule, a home game against a team that's below them in the standing. It's a must-win for NC State, and they got it.
5 in double figures, as Dan told you tonight, for the Wolfpack. 19 from Devin Daniels, 17 from Bryce and Dorn, 15 from Beverly, and 11 from DJ Funderburg. NC State a winner, 89-80 in overtime. For our producer, Scott Snyder, our director, Jenny Tyus, Wes Durham. Speaking for Dan Bonner. Stay tuned now. Bob Rathman, Corey Alexander from Atlanta. It's Pittsburgh and Georgia Tech. Thanks for watching Game 1 of our ACC doubleheader tonight, where NC State is a 9-point winner. Good night from Raleigh.